Hey guys, what's going on? Fred London here. You guys know what to do. As always, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Today we are talking three massive transfer stories. We're talking Philippe Coutinho, we're talking Jadon Sancho, and we're talking Kai Havertz. So make sure you stick around, watch the whole video. On to the first story. Barcelona slash Philippe Coutinho asking price, but asked Chelsea for player in exchange. And of course we know that these Coutinho rumours had sort of died down for a little while. You know, there was nothing much coming out. It seemed Barcelona wanted around 70 million, I think it was, for Coutinho, and everyone was sort of like, don't think we're going to pay that, so we'll move on to someone else, you know, Kai Havertz maybe. But the new talks coming out is that Barcelona have significantly lowered their asking price. They've told Chelsea they will accept a player plus cash swap deal. And if we move further down into this article, Barca are prepared to cash in on Coutinho for just 44.5 million. That fee represents a massive reduction to the 142 million they paid Liverpool. So they're losing about 100 million on that deal. Though they'll also want one of two players included in any deal, either a centre-back or a left-back. And that poses a very interesting sort of point for Chelsea, because we know that at the moment that Ben Chilwell is a top priority for Chelsea, and if we don't get him, then it's Tagliafico. So we are very much in for a new left back. We're not going into the next season with our current left backs. I think that's pretty much certain. So we can get rid of a left back, pay 44 million, and get Philippe Coutinho. And, you know, it sort of kills two birds with one stone. We get rid of a left back, makes room for Ben Chilwell. We don't pay too much for a player like Coutinho that we need to bring in, or probably don't even need to bring in. It's more of a luxury signing at this point. But, you know, it's a very good position for us. I doubt we'd get rid of a centre-back. I mean, it's possible, but I don't think so. We really want to get rid of a left-back. And it's talks of, you know, one of them going to Juventus. Both of them could be going to Juventus. We've seen that they're after Marcos Alonso and Emerson. So, you know, I think one of them will end up in Juventus, but in this situation, this could either be a case of, yes, this allows us to go get Coutinho, which personally I think I'd prefer for us to just go all out on Kai Havertz, but for the price, I mean, what's that going to be, like half the price of Kai Havertz? That could be insane. So that is the one situation you can get out of this. We get Coutinho on the cheap, you know, a small bit of cash. I say small, 44 million is still a lot, but for someone like Coutinho, they paid 142 million for, that is a bargain for us. And then it also creates a position of maybe bargaining for Juventus. You know, if we're saying, okay, we're looking at offloading, let's just say Emerson in this deal, and then they'll say, well, okay, we'll add an extra like 5-10 million on the price for that left back. Like we want him, so can we sort something out there independently? So maybe that'll bump up the price of these left backs that we're trying to get rid of. So either way, I think Chelsea are in a win-win in this situation. Barcelona have apparently come to us and told us, you know what, give us 44.5 million. And one of your left backs or a centre back, and we've got a deal. So very exciting times if you want Coutinho's transfer. I don't think he'd be a bad transfer at all. There was one point I was very much down for it, but now seeing the sort of ambition that Chelsea have got and that they're going for Kai Havertz, there's still a chance that we go for Jadon Sancho. So I think I'd rather one of them, but I certainly wouldn't be disappointed if Chelsea end up getting Philippe Coutinho for 44 million and offloading one of our worst left backs, you know, Emerson, Marcos Alonso, not the best left backs. And we could end up then getting Ben Chilwell, which just meshes together really well. So hopefully something good comes out of this. And then on to the Kai Havertz news. Chelsea table contract offer to Kai Havertz amid Bayer Leverkusen transfer talks. And it says Chelsea are looking to sign Kai Havertz from Bayer Leverkusen, but face competition from Bayern Munich for his signature. I've also heard on Twitter, I'll go and find that after this, that Bayern aren't going to be able to buy him. So we'll get into that later. But let's just quickly have a look through this. And it says Chelsea have offered a contract to Bayer Leverkusen sensation Kai Havertz. It has been claimed. The Blues have set their sights on Germany international after completing a deal for Hakim Ziyech and agreeing terms with Timo Werner. It says Chelsea have apparently reportedly contacted Leverkusen to gauge the parameters of a deal but face competition from Munich. According to the Italian journalist, Stamford Bridge bosses have followed up on the discussions by tabling a contract offer for him. And then this is the tweet here. Chelsea and Bayern Munich are in the race for Kai Havertz. Talks ongoing with Bayer Leverkusen that ask 80 million euros to sell him. Blues have offered him a 5-year contract with wages of 8 million a year. Leverkusen are determined to hang on to their prized asset, who's made 7 appearances for his country. So, very interesting proposition. I guess we're looking at sorting a contract first in verbal terms, and then, you know, if he says, yeah, you know, I'd be happy to join you for that, then we're just going to go and throw the money at them. Because I think from what we've seen from Chelsea this season, we saw with the Timo Werner deal that Marina has just said, we'll pay it in full, no installations, no bonuses, no nothing like that. You will get your exact amount that you want and you'll get it in full, in cash. And I think that's what we'd probably see here again. So we're looking to do the same thing as Timo Werner, agree a contract verbally as long as they say, yep, you know, I'd be happy to join you on that. That sounds like a good deal. We then go to Bayer Leverkusen, we put the bid in, they accept, instantly contract on the table, signed, done. It makes for a very, very quick process for transfer talks and discussions. So very exciting to see. I hope this is true. I mean, it's very hard to gauge a lot of these things at the moment because all these Timo Werner things coming out saying, you know, we've signed him. It looks like journalists have a good gauge on what Chelsea are doing at the moment. And this sounds like something we'd do. So I'm very excited for this. I mean, Kai Havertz at Chelsea, as well as Timo Werner, Hakim Ziyech, what a summer this could be, as well as Ben Chilwell or Tagliafico. This could be absolutely insane. So very happy with this. I hope this is true. 5-year contract, wages of 8 million a year, not too bad. And they want 80 million euros. I'd say that's very reasonable for Kai Havertz. So all in all, I'd be very happy with this deal to take place. And then the final story today, Borussia Dortmund set to demand 115 million for Jadon Sancho, which of course is a gargantuan fee. Is Jadon Sancho worth it? Probably. Yeah, I have to admit he is probably worth about that much. He's currently on track to hit, like, you know, Messi, Ronaldo levels. So I'd say, yeah, he is worth it. I do think we are easing off on the Sancho thing. Like, I know we've signed Timo Werner. A lot of people are thinking, you know, Timo Werner and like Ben Chilwell, maybe that's it. I do think we will sign someone else. I think it will be Kai Havertz as far as, you know, things stand at the moment. We seem to be making a very big push for him. And I think Bayern are looking, as we saw, a little more towards Sane. So I think that opens the door for us to get Kai Havertz. And also, like, you know, Kai Havertz is going to be a little bit cheaper than Jadon Sancho if he is at 115 million. But the interesting thing about this deal is that apparently, according to other reports that are coming out, Dortmund and Jadon Sancho have had a bit of a falling out. And as you can imagine, that is most likely due to the situation with him wanting to leave, essentially, to one of these big clubs that are after him. He knows that he can move to a big club, get a very good contract. Dortmund will get a very good fee for him. And I think it makes sense for all parties realistically, but they're holding out on like 100+ million move, whereas I think clubs would be willing to pay even up to around like 90 million, but like 100+ that's asking a lot. So I think they'll struggle to, I don't think they will sell him this summer if that's all they're going to accept. And it creates an interesting situation because we know Jadon Sancho, okay, he wants to leave in a year's time. What if his form's dropped? What if he gets an injury and he's out for like half the season or something? Dortmund are going to have missed out. Like maybe his value drops to half and he's worth like 60, 70 million then. And they'll be looking at this and being like, damn, maybe we should have sold him when he was worth 115 million because now he's not worth that much. You know, it's also equally possible that he carries on this trajectory, maybe even improves and is going to be the next Messi, Ronaldo that we always see going around in tabloids and stuff. They're like, oh, this next young guy, the next Messi, and then you don't hear from them like 4 years later. But it does seem different with Jadon Sancho, and I think Dortmund are in a weird situation. I think it makes a lot of sense for them to try and sell now for around 100 million, you know, less than that, ideally 90 to 100 million. I think they'd probably get a buyer, but I don't see it for 115 million, and you know, there's a lot of competition for him, so they could even start a bidding war at, say, like 85 million and just have, you know, bids slowly go up. But it seems they're not after that. They're after a set 115 million and that's it. So we'll see how this one pans out. Maybe Jadon Sancho will kick up more of a fuss and they'll have to accept a lower fee, but we don't know at the moment. Apparently this is what we're going off, and 115 million is a lot of money, and I do not think Chelsea will be going in for him at that fee. I think Kai Havertz makes a lot more sense, so I'd prefer that transfer at this point. That's going to be the end of this video, guys. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.